siege. So I think we're going to stick that one anyway. I'm going to stick with that one. BATKHUYAG making his way to the mat, and here is the aforementioned Michael Korrel. Well, he won't want to miss out on getting to the podium. Korrel. BATKHUYAG has really had a good run, to be honest.
I always find it very impressive, if I'm honest. He's one of my favourites to watch, actually, in this category, which says a lot because the depth of talent in here is incredible, but he's definitely one of my favourites.
He beat the Japanese, Ida Kentaro, and then Won Jong-un of the Republic of Korea.
Yeah, but
Shadi
El Nahas was beautiful, really beautiful, and very tactical as well, so it was a nice finish for that one.
He's had some real quality wins then.
Yeah.
There's Korrel. Let's see how he goes in this bronze medal contest then. Big thrower, mind you. So is BATKHUYAG.
I think experience lies on Korrel, but doesn't always mean a lot, especially today. We've seen a lot of the youngsters from Japan. We even had one in the final, so we'll see how that goes.
Could be in for a treat here then, with two big throwers. Looked to go left-sided there, but BATKHUYAG was up to blocking it.
I think Korrel's pretty well known for his drop C and Nagi, so I think they'll be anticipating that.
Almost got caught on the way out from his own Ashiwaza with Ashiwaza from BATKHUYAG. That was sharp, you know.
Yeah, the only thing with Korrel, he doesn't seem as relaxed as usual today. Everything's maybe a bit, I don't know, a bit jolted.
Yeah, I'm just wondering when, you know, when that happens, what it is that's playing on the mind of the athlete.
I mean, he doesn't have any threat in the Netherlands in terms of
no, that's long gone now.
In that sense, do you know what I mean? So,
and he's right up there at number 3 in the world. So, you know, in that respect, it can't be, those two things can't be troubling him.
It's the very end of the year, perhaps.
Well, what it could be is it's a little bit like Matthias Cassett. You get used to being on the podium every time. Yeah. And I mean every time. You're always there. Doesn't matter whether it's gold, silver, bronze, but you're on the podium. And he missed out at the Europeans in Montpellier.
Yeah.
Wasn't on the podium. So you're quite right. He could be smarting from that. Just that little bit tense and a little bit nervous.
It's funny that at the European Championships saw a lot of the number ones and a lot of the expected medalists go out quite early doors, and I don't know if it was just the case of this year has been a bit different in terms of when the events have been, when the peak events have been, so...
No, it's a good point, Thea, because the Europeans are never in November.
No.
You know, they're normally in April, May, aren't they?
Yes, I can usually celebrate the April one.
So a little bit of a change there. Well, we're into the last, into the second half, almost caught him with the Koji-gake on the way out. It wasn't planned, but he almost engineered it. Well, just over a minute and a half left to go. No scorers yet, and we're penalty free as well. BATKHUYAG looks a little bit more reactive than proactive, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's just
he
waiting
seems
for
to be
something
like
to
following
happen.
him around and perhaps waiting for that Seanagi. But he was very good using the edge of the area, really, and had a lovely saw side from it. So I was kind of hoping for a repeat.
Yeah, I think BATKHUYAG was the one who pulled away there. Yeah, well spotted by Craig Bartlett, much to the surprise of BATKHUYAG, who looked at him like, what, me?
Never.
Surely I wasn't the one who was guilty. Inside the last minute. Nice to see Korrel going back to the feet. I think he threatened him there once before. And then, as I say, he almost got caught on the way out. But worth going back to the feet, I think. Just taking a break there. Just put both hands down there, had a couple of breaths.
Take a breather.
And got back to it. More threatening grip from BATKHUYAG.
Just going to try and work on the ground here. Needs to wrap him up. Didn't quite have that control.
but that just goes to illustrate that it is BATKHUYAG who's waiting for an opening. He's waiting for a chance. And the second that he had an opening there, he's almost onto the shimmy waza. 20-odd seconds left to go. Single Shido picked up by BATKHUYAG. To be honest, I think BATKHUYAG is quite lucky that he hasn't picked up a passivity penalty here. He really has been sitting back, just waiting for KORREL to do something. A big attack here. That's just drawn him back into it, if you like, because I was going to say a big attack from KORREL. And they don't like to give the passivity penalties right in the last few seconds. I'm not sure why. You either deserve it or you don't. Anyway, we're into the golden score period.
Neil and I were talking earlier about sometimes being a little off the pace. And like you said, with BATKHUYAG there, just sort of pulling himself back into the game there. But
I think he should give him the penalty now, and he does. Yeah.
do you have a mic linked up to Mr. Bartlett down there by any chance?
I tell you what, no. Having attended those refereeing seminars, you get a feel for where it's going. And had he left it for another cycle, BATKHUYAG could have put in one attack, and then you're back to square one. So what Craig Bartlett is saying here to BATKHUYAG is, you need to get going. You need to make something happen. And if KORREL is clever, having come on the back, there was, 15 or 20 seconds that have gone there. KORREL comes up with an attack. If he goes for another attack, we're already over a minute, and we haven't had an attack from BATKHUYAG, and now there is one there. It's not that you want to win on tactics. You don't want to win on tactics, but that comes into it where there's no score. 2 penalties against BATKHUYAG, so he's on thin ice here. KORREL can afford to really push a defensive arm out, shut things down, and just wait for 2 penalties, 1 each.
Yeah. I mean, there's another attack. Didn't quite move him, but it was enough, I believe. Just doesn't really seem to have an answer to be able to move him or throw him, but
he hasn't been in this, BATKHUYAG. There was that little chance with the shimmy waza, maybe with the ashi waza, when he tried to counter him. But apart from that, you really can't.
It's been KORREL's fight.
Big attack here from KORREL should finish this off. The Uchimata hasn't been threatening at all. He just stuck a leg in. You could hardly call that an attack, could you? And KORREL actually is being really clever here. He's perfectly at liberty to just try and shut things down and take a Shido himself and let BATKHUYAG pick up a third.
I mean, KORREL certainly isn't known for making silly mistakes.
Well, he ran the risk. He said, I'm going to shut things up. BATKHUYAG was the beneficiary there because he didn't pick one up. But again, if I'm KORREL, go the same route. Close things down again. Make it difficult for your opponent. It's much harder now because we're 6 minutes plus into the contest. Where's the power from BATKHUYAG now? All of these things come into it. He looks spent as well. And he's bent over, his mouth's open, he's breathing heavily.
Sort of like desperate last-ditch attempt there, but...
Yeah. This looks good for Michael KORREL.
Quick fix-up. Yeah, like you said, just being reactive.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if it works. You come up with a counter, great.
But if KORREL also knows it's coming, he's just like, right, okay, hunker down.
And now you need the power to bring it off. And there just isn't the power there as we move towards 3 minutes of golden score.
And even in that last exchange, he kind of came out looking like he was coming for a big high grip there, but it's like, well, yeah, but what comes after?
Yeah, and he's had a couple of good grips. That was a valid attack.
Yes.
That really was
we'll
good.
Give him that one.
Threatening on the right side with a Koso Takaki, but apart from that, you know, there hasn't been a great deal to shout about.
Maybe that's his tactic. Maybe it's wearing him down, slowing Correll down. So
It's
he
taken
can
a
catch
while,
him.
isn't it?
Yeah.
3 minutes is a bit risky. 7 minutes they've been on the mat. That was the best attack yet. And now another.
So now he looks like he has a bit more control. He's a bit more dominant in this exchange.
But that's not necessarily such a bad thing, because if he opens up, now Korrel gets a chance. He hasn't had an opportunity to come up with any counters because there hasn't been anything to counter. Korrel picks up a second penalty. So what looked like a straightforward third Shido for BATKHUYAG, Korrel has now picked up 2 to put things in the balance. Just got to be careful not to stay over there for too long. He's going to go here.
Oh.
It'd be absolutely criminal if Korrel goes over now. Having really not been in control of it, but looked comfortable. He has looked comfortable. Threatened twice by BATKHUYAG, but for the rest of the time, had things under control. Let's see what happens in it, because we go into the 4th minute of golden score now.
There we go.
Yeah. That
And stay there just in case.
Yeah, it's done, mate.
It's like, yep.
Yeah. Craig Bartlett shakes his head and said, yeah, I can tell you that is Wazari. Korrel has a small celebration, a fist pump, if you like, as BATKHUYAG, who was threatening to counter him there, by the way. But no, Korrel managed to finish off the technique, and he comes up with a win.
Nice win at the end. Now you just talk about the save. Kotsayev did manage to take the bronze medal on the other tatami, so not such a bad result.
Okay, well that was good.